Food markets only.
Meet Susie Smart, she is so bright. On her blackboard you can write. She has a desk, she has a seat. What's your name, my dolly sweet?
My name is Susie Smart.
She can talk!
She can talk, but can she add?
2 plus 2 is 4. Cat, C-A-T.
You can spell!
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how
You recite!
Press the button, she says a dozen things, complete with desk, blackboard, and seat. Susie Smart, sold at food markets only.
What's this stuff? Some cereal. It's supposed to be good for you. Did you try it? I'm not going to try it. You try it. I'm not going to try it. Let's get Mikey. Yeah. He won't eat it. He hates everything. He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
Penny, penny, penny.
In other words, that means we don't have any quarters. Oh, it's a holiday. I don't get no quarters on the holidays. Hello, Paula Abrams and William E. Welcome to the Monday night Lodo coin collecting show, which probably isn't going to have a whole lot of coin collecting in it tonight. It's been an off day. Like I've wandered over here without my beverage. So there's a James Eller in the house. Let me find my beverage. I can't function without something to drink. There it is. Oh. If I sound like a 100-year-old woman, it's because I feel like a 100-year-old woman. Wish my coins were as old as I am. Hey, new Marshall, what's a happening? Much better. Just had to have a little something. Well, anyway, I don't know what we're doing tonight. I was going to give away a pinpointer, but that was contingent on me finishing another project that I tried to finish earlier today. That was really more of a metal detecting project. It's me going through bags and bags of detecting finds that I lost the video footage for. So I'm gonna end up probably making a bunch of short videos out of the things in here, but there are coins in pretty much every one that I search. So we've actually got a box full so far. Let me show you what I got. I haven't looked at these coins at all, as far as, unless they're like really obvious, like the $2 Australian coin and the 64 Kennedy, the dirty coins in this plastic bin. This bin is about 2 inches deep, and it's getting pretty full of stuff that I pulled out of all these different plastic bags. Oh, I remember I left these in this bag because if I do find the video, this is all I found that day was clad. I didn't find any identifying trinkets or anything, but some of these are really gross. Little green man here. See if I can get him under the I mean, some of them are like that. They were in the ground for a while, I would guess. That's in the world's going on with that. Maybe it's just some kind of blob or glob or something on it. I can't really tell. Maybe under the microscope. But anyway, earlier today, I was doing the Deadbeat Club where we just hang around and be deadbeats. And I did pull 2 or 3 items that I want to look at under the microscope. They're not coins, but I don't really know. I don't think they're silver or anything, but I want to look at them. So we're going to do that. This, I think, at one point was an earring, and the loop has left. My lighting is terrible. That's because I'm moving a lot of things around and slowly trying to get ready for the big move back to Michigan. I'm so happy. And I wanted to see what was on the back of this. I don't see anything indicating 925 or anything like that, and it looks pretty copperish, but gotta check. This earring I found in Redington Beach, Florida. Gosh, my lighting is awful. I wish there was something I could do about it, but there really isn't. I don't think. It is a gold colored earring, but I do not see any markings on it. I was hoping maybe I would. I found this when Don, the metal detector, took me down to see my brother after I hadn't seen him for a long time. And after we did our visiting in Central Florida, we went over to the West Coast. And I don't think there's anything on this. I thought maybe if there was, it would be like right on the tip right there, but I see nothing. And then I got this thingamajig. I got a thingamajig. It's some kind of something. Hi, Leanne. I finally finished your earrings. I just got to get them into mail. Oh, I am so upset about Sandy. Sandy's been my aide who helps me with everything from cleaning my house to maintaining some semblance of physical hygiene and all, she does everything. She does my dishes, she makes food for me, and oh, Paula, honey, I know all about those blood clots. I just got a Watchman installed to try to keep those blood clots from getting to my heart. And the first thing happened, I go back from our checkup and they find a blood clot, which meant the Watchman worked because it didn't get past where the Watchman was going to allow it. So, believe me, I totally understand that deal. A wheel bearing for a skateboard. I thought it might be some kind of a wheel bearing, but I couldn't figure out what would have one that small. Didn't think about a skateboard, and where that was found, they do skateboard down there. So that makes perfect sense. Thank you, James. Let me see what this is. This is some kind of charm. And when I first found it, I thought it was a oh, seahorse, but I'm really not sure since it has a loop on both ends. And I gotta back this off where I had it down there for the. I was looking at it standing this way or standing this way. It never occurred to me to turn it this way. It had a loop on both ends, and once I turned it this way, I realized it is a bird. Let me back this up a little bit. Come on, go back up. And obviously, at some point, was attached either to a chain or some other part of a bracelet or necklace by both ends, by both wings. But I didn't figure this one out till this afternoon. But as you can see, these are the wings coming out each side. And back here's the tail feathers, and up here is the head. So I did finally figure out what that was. Yeah, Doug Harding's got it. He got the picture. And now I just want to turn it over and see if it has any valuable mark to it, which I don't think it does because I've made enough jewelry I can kind of feel when it's like sterling or something. But it's still an interesting piece now that I know what it is. Tiny little charm. I may make something for myself out of that. And then I have this strange earring, which I'm guessing is missing maybe is missing a piece. I'm not sure. Because there do seemed to be two beads and two loops. So I guess all the pieces are here. You can't really see it very well. The beads are kind of green and silver. I have got to get some better lights. It'll all be different when we get it set up over in Michigan. For one thing, that apartment has a lot more windows in it where you will actually be able to get some natural light. This is probably one of the darkest places I have ever lived in. There is no overhead at all in the living room, but there's three in the kitchen where I don't really need three. And then there's one little tiny window, and I'm starting to pack things up, so it's just things are crazy. I don't see any markings on this that would indicate it being made of anything. But we did, like I said, these are just bags of unsorted finds from different days, different places, some of them going back to 2021. And I have pulled a couple of rings out of these bags. So in order to get the rest of them out of my living room, I'm gonna veer off course tonight and do there's that's empty. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 6 or 7 bags left. And what I'm doing is I'm taking all the trash out and throwing it in this bin for 2 reasons. Reason number 1 is I don't want to haul canned slaw and pull tabs to Michigan. It's just a waste of space and added weight to the vehicle and so forth. Hi, Bill 557. I can't see very good today. And Mike Degree. So there will be coins, but they won't be what we're used to. But we're going to see what is in these bags. This is from my brother's house in June of 2022. Now, I must tell you, my brother's yard has been detected multiple times, not only by my brother, but his grandchildren. So I wasn't finding much but junk. It was terribly hot, and I was only out there for about 10-15 minutes. So the pickings were about as slim as they could get. But the reason I did it, knowing that yard had been picked, is because the first time it was detected, it was done with a bounty hunter. The second time, I don't know what the kids have, but I'm sure they don't have like super expensive detectors. So I thought, let's hit it with the simplex and see what I got. And here's what we got. One beaver tail into the bin. Piece of metal packaging into the trash bin. And when I'm done with all of these, the bin is going to get emptied into a giant plastic bag and weighed. And we're going to have a little contest. And whoever guesses closest without going over on how much trash I pulled out is going to win a pinpointer so they can find their own trash. There's a screw. There's a roofing nail. I have kept a couple of these, but only because they were older and had really cool designs on them. All that goes in the trash. Pretty much all of what I got out of my brother's yard was trash. But he did give me his metal detector, so that wasn't trash. It's an interesting 2 pieces for the price of 1, because it's got this. This one is stuck to to the other one with some concrete. And actually, yeah, I thought about giving away the trash. Really, I did. Drop down and help Susie Q96. Yeah, I'm really gonna need some help now because of Sandy. Now Sandy was going to retire when I moved, but the fall that she took yesterday has retired her, and I don't know if I even want the agency to send me somebody else. See, everything's been trashed. Simply because I had an incident with this agency once when Sandy was out sick. Just piece of might be copper tube, but anyway, they had to send somebody else one time when Sandy was out. Not too long ago, she's been having some problems with her knee, and she took a little time. And they sent a girl one day. Well, she doesn't know what's going on as far as the move and so forth. And so I have boxes everywhere, and but they're labeled. I mean, like the one that this stuff is coming out of has a great big thing on the side, says Michigan detecting find video and sort. But then I decided I wasn't going to haul it to Michigan. But then there's one that has the name of the local thrift store on it, to donate. I did actually find one really chewed up penny. Oh, can you say Zinka? And I found a little pulley. That was the find from the brother's yard, was the pulley that just about blew my ear out. So anyway, this gal sees all these boxes, and they have a list of things that they're supposed to do to help their client and things they're not allowed to do. Some of them are like nurse ratchet, I guess. They just gotta, you know, they think they get to tell you what to eat and how to, just they come in and want to run your life and changing rings. Hello. Yeah. No, actually, what that clamp was, it had nothing to do with the car. My brother's a ham radio operator, and he, for a while, had this monster of an antenna, and those great big clamps actually held the sections of that ham radio antenna to a pole that they made him specially install to make sure that the pole wouldn't come down. So, and when he changed the antenna, a bunch of those ended up all over the backyard. And I guess the kids had a good time finding them, but that's why there was the concrete on the one. But yep, that was from his ham radio thing. Anyway, this back to the story about why I'm not sure I want another person. This girl actually called social services and told them I was a hoarder because I had all these boxes stacked everywhere. And I really felt like my privacy was being invaded at that point. that she did not have the right to come in and do that. Oh, now those have nothing to do with metal detecting. They discussed that in there. And I was very angry about that and asked them to not have her come back because they sent an investigator over. And then, of course, when the investigator came over, I pointed out, look, these boxes are all labeled with destinations. I'm not bringing stuff in to hoard it. I'm trying to get stuff out. I'm not bringing it in. But in the middle of doing so, I got sick. Had to stop. So the stuff's still sitting here. But yeah, I was pretty unhappy about that deal. So now I'm not too sure I even want them to send me somebody else. But I know I've got to have help with some of these things. So I'm just going to have to deal with it. Okay, this little bag. The place is rubbed off. The ink rubbed off of the bag. But the date is March 22nd of 2022, wherever I was. And I must have thrown most of the trash out because there just isn't much in this bag. But it's another one of those where people always tell me that the Simplex Plus doesn't find small items. So I'm going to go from largest to smallest on what I picked up that day. Hi, Christopher. So we're going to go, and then we'll go to the coins. The largest thing I found was this piece of aluminum foil, which is going in the trash bin. Next, and maybe actually a little bit bigger. Oh, looky. I think we had one of these earlier today. Looks like a bearing of some type. Then I found the smallest makeup brush I have ever found. And no, it's not broken. That's really just how short the handle is. That's pretty small. And then I got this. But what's interesting is I think these two pieces may go together even though I found them in different parts of the thing. Because they're about the same size. But maybe not. I can't decide. This used to be an earring, as you can tell. Back is broken off, and something was attached on the front. And then the next smallest piece is the one that I said maybe, maybe not, was part of that. Has a little heart or something that looks like a heart on that side. And something on this side that I'm trying to read, and I may have to put it under. No, something Viacom, but I can't read the other part. I think it's a copyright date or something, so I could probably look that design up. But I'm not sure what it says. So I wanted to put it under the scope. Let's see if I can. see if I can see what it says on there. Okay, let's see. Copyright 2018 Viacom. And then this is what's on the other side. So it's probably from a movie or something. But the next smallest is an earring. I'm just going to leave the scope on. The rubber backing is still on the earring. So someone must have had it in their pocket or something. Let me take it off. Again, not marked as anything, but it is what it is. If I can get it, hold it up here. It's a star, a very glittery star with a rainbow sort of effect coming off it. It's very cute. I kind of wish I'd found the other one. But wait, it's getting smaller still. But simplexes don't find small things, Susie. You should have bought a blah, blah, blah and spent 5 times the money. This is the back of a bracelet clasp. I can't get it to flip over. My arthritis is here visiting me today. Flip. Anyway, it's just the back of one of them, and it doesn't have any marking on it, so it's... And then we have a little doodah day here. It's a little round majig, some type of grommet or something that goes on clothing, I'm gonna guess. And these things were found in a tot lot. And last but not least, one more little teeny tiny thing. Come on. I want to see what it says. It says BFF, best friends forever, or until I lose the charm, whichever comes first. That's pretty tiny. Pretty tiny. But again, not silver. And then we found 25. $50. What in the world? They're easier to read if you turn right side up. United States of America. 1991. So I got 50 cents there. And another dime. And 3 pennies. So we got 63 cents and all those little teeny tiny charms. I remember that day it was really hot. And I didn't last very long out there. I haven't been hunting for so long, and I really want to go. Okay. So I got maybe 3, 4. One of these is really big and really heavy. Oh, this is from my favorite, the park I call Trash Park. That's about all that's left in there. You're either going to get fresh drops or trash because it has been detected and detected. Every once in a while, though, I'll find something good. So far this year, the only goodies, I haven't been hunting very much, but I did find a 64 Kennedy, real nice one, and I found a ring, sterling silver ring with a scallop shell on it. But more often than not, I get this kind of thing that blows my ears out. Look at the size of this ginormous uh they were racing lawnmowers and stuff down there, but what this looks like is the end of an exhaust pipe because you can see where it's flattened right here. I think at one time this was an open pipe. We're not taking that to Michigan. It's not going. And neither is this can slaw. We got half a pencil, and when I say half, it's the long half, not the short to tall half. But the eraser head set that off. Then we got Kappa di Wino, Kappa di Yahoo, Grommet, Canslaw, pull tab, pull tab, pull tab. You can tell I was having a great day here. Canslaw. Oh yeah, there was one couple of things in here. Yeah, let me get rid of all the trash first. To show you the few goodies that were in here, and they weren't that good, but compared to that stuff, they were good. I believe we got us a nickel. Like I said, I'm going to have to go back and look at some of these coins because they're just so nasty. And I know how some of you are about cleaning them. This is actually one of the Lewis and Clark series nickels. So it's a little bit better than a normal nickel. And then a nasty shield penny. And the best piece of the day, it is so covered with crud that I can't tell if it has any value or not until I clean it up. But I got a little bitty peace sign. And that was about it. When I say that is the trash part, it's the trash part. So let me put my big 6 cents over here in the box and see who else has come into the stream. I apologize, I'm not doing my standard coin show, but it's been real strange around here this week. Let me see who else. Oh, Sheena Smith. Hey. I think I've said hi to everybody. Oh, that tailpipe. Yeah, I'm going to weigh it separate. And I think that's the biggest piece in the box. So I will, just for fun. Florida metal detecting. How you doing? I want you to know I inaugurated my Florida metal detecting shirt yesterday. We'd been working on my car, and I had to take it for a little test run to see if it was going to overheat. And I decided the place it always wants to overheat is if I am sitting in line at a drive-through. So I thought, okay, it's like 90 degrees out here. I'm going through the drive-through, and I'm going to get me a glass of sweet tea, which I promptly dumped all over my Florida metal detecting shirt. I want you to know it washed out perfectly fine. Shirt's good as new. I love that shirt. That's one of my very favorite shirts. I am feeling better than I have for a while, physically. The swelling is finally going down in my ankle. I don't seem to be having any major issues with the heart thing, but except that my heart is broken because my wonderful aide that has been helping me with everything throughout my health ordeal fell and broke her pelvis, and so she is now gone into retirement. She's actually in the hospital. I'm going to go up and see her tomorrow. This bag has no marking on it whatsoever. I have no idea where this stuff was dug up. Anyway, I did not get to the bank, and of course today being a holiday, and so I got no quarters, and so I thought I would finish getting these coins separated because I'm not hauling all this trash up to Michigan. And when I'm all done with the trash, we're going to weigh that bad boy, have a contest. Whoever can guess the closest without going over to the weight of how much trash I've carried out of the uh, area parks is going to win a pinpointer. We're also going to have a separate drawing to guess how much change I pulled out of this pile of plastic bags. Uh, there are 3 or 4 pieces that I set aside that are not in that box because they were silver or foreign coins. We got us a lovely cap, followed by a Jack Daniels cap. A lot of junk. Pull tab. Washer. Pull tab. Aluminum foil. More aluminum, pull tab, nail, medicine wrapper, aluminum foil, and some kind of rusty piece of something. So there's the junk. This wasn't a particularly big bag. I must have thrown the big junk out of this one already. And then a battery, probably from somebody's camera or something. I hate them because they sound so good and they're nothing. And then there was Clad. There's a quarter, pretty crusty. A nickel, 1 penny, 2 penny, 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 and a dime. So we got 30, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 46 out of that one. See, I'm actually giving you guys clues, but you'd have to go back and watch all the videos. Culvers. See, we don't have culvers here, and I wish we did. We don't have much of anything where I live. All the good fast food places are like 80 miles from here. So anyway, almost done. Got a couple more bags in the box, and then I can use this box to pack some things that are going to go to Michigan. But anyway, I'm pretty sad because I lost my helper, and I don't really want them to send me a new one. I've had Sandy for almost 3 years, and the last time they sent me a new one, the slimy little thing called social services and told them I was a hoarder. And actually, I wasn't hoarding anything. I was sorting things to get them out of the apartment. I wasn't bringing things in. But she just jumped to a conclusion. Okay, let's do the little bag first. We'll save the big one for last. I did pull a couple, while doing this, pull a couple of rings out. One of them was sterling, so. And I pulled quite a bit of change out. And this bag has absolutely no marking on it, so even if I did find the card for the camera, this would not have really made a very good video. That's lovely. And there's a one of those and a one of them. And I got screwed and didn't get kissed. More junk. Mo junk. Mo junk. Save that one back. First, I thought that was a cigarette filter, and I couldn't figure out why it was beeping, but it's the end of a wire. And more junk. So all that can go in the container. By the way, there's a whole nother container down in my storage. Now this bothered me. I couldn't figure out what it was at first, but it's actually just one of those things that goes around a bread tie. But when I found it, it was all shaped like a ring, and I thought, boy, some cheap jerk proposed to his girlfriend with that. Uh-oh, I got muted. I don't know how long I've been muted, but anyway, I got a dime and a stinking zinkin with a bite out of it. So we made 11 cents that day. We are going to do some giveaways here after I finish this last bag, because I'm going to be so happy that this is out of my living room. I have no room to do anything in this place because I am packing to move, and I'm sorting, and I'm going to be in a yard sale in a couple of weeks, and so I have yard sale things. Then I have things that are going on eBay and Marketplace, and then I have things that are going to Michigan and things that are going to, if they are still here at the end of the yard sale, they'll be going to the local thrift store that sells things to buy food, to make food boxes for people that need food. So this bag, Mother's Day 2022. I had one yesterday that I did, or in an earlier video, that was also Mother's Day 2022, but it was a different location. This is from Junk Park, and it looks like it lived up to its name. We will start with hair tie. Has a little piece of metal on it, so it rang up. I'm gonna get this big chunk of wire. Big bunch of wire here. It's 1, 2, 3 strands and about 1.5 feet long. So that was loud. Buddy Light, Canny Slaw, don't know what that is. Looks like it's got a shark on it. A pink lid with a shark on it. Anybody know what that goes to? Some more aluminum foil and pull tabbies. Can Slaw. Aluminum foil. Isn't this an exciting hunt? Aluminum foil. Grommet. Big old boat. That was actually in pretty good condition. More Can Slaw. Whee! Another lid. Another Can Slaw. Another pull tab. Another nut and bolt and washer. Whee! I'm so glad this is the last one. Stem. Probably off a bicycle, I'm gonna guess. Kid had a long walk home. Big bolt nut through a chunk of something. More pieces of aluminum, and another, and another, and another, and a couple of pulley tabs, and more pulley tab, and more pulley tab. Little pieces of rust and aluminum. And just stuff. I don't know what that is. Yeah, let's get this pile out of the way so we can make another one. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. Get that out of there. Still got quite a bit left. You can see there's lots of pieces of this rust that has just fallen off of things in the bag. Another one of them. Another one of them. Don't know what that is. That's actually a piece of wood. Don't know why that's in there. Some old metal. Some kind of grommet, but it's I don't know why this thing keeps muting itself, but it do. Uh, anyway, this was the only coin that was shiny at all. 2006. And I showed this, but I don't think I had any sound when I did. This is some kind of a clothing grommet, but it has so much junk on it, I can't tell what kind of grommet. This, at first I thought it was a jewelry, and then I realized it's like the cap for some type of light, some kind of signal. Yeah, they do have them up there, Mikey, but they don't have them where I am in Virginia. The closest one is pretty far away. So, do I have sound now? Hi, Jimmy Lacari. Yeah, I moved the keyboard in case it's me bumping it. Anyway, this goes on a light to make a red light. But it looks kind of neat. And then that's actually the end. I thought it was a key when I was first digging it, but it's not. It's one of those things that goes on a wire to keep it from slipping off. And then we have one more thing before I get to the coins. This was either an earring or a button. It's a lot of the things I get down at that park are really crusty, and you do end up having to clean them. I try to be as gentle as possible, but in order to read them or figure out what they are, you have to clean them because they're just, yeah. And then the rest is coins. Not very many. And this is the grand, oops, had one of those hiding. This is the grand finale. Oh, let me see what we got here. That looks like a dime. Yep, that one's a dime. And I think that one is also a dime. Like I say, it's hard to tell sometimes the dimes from the pennies because they're nasty. You got to keep turning them over and looking at the back. I don't know what that is. And then I have four that are for sure pennies. Yeah, that's a dime. So I got 24 cents on that hunt. Yeah, my friend Fig refuses to dig penny signals. And I keep telling him that sometimes those penny signals, I mean, he's like the best detectorist around here. And I don't understand his theory on this, but I like digging the pennies because I find a lot of things that aren't actually pennies when I get to them, or they're Indian head pennies. So a lot of times I'll go after he's been there and I dig up some strange things. So we have now got a record of all of these finds that I never got to make videos for. That's not rocks from my garden. And we got the great big giant banker's box down to a much smaller container of finds that is the size of a shoebox that I'm actually going to take with me and do something with when I get to Michigan. So now I'm going to show you after I emptied all of that stuff. Yes, I know you're seeing my keyboard, but only temporarily. I'm going to attempt to pick this bin up. If not, I'll have to take the camera down to the bin. And there is another bin with a bunch of this stuff down in my storage. Most of the stuff that's in that one are copper and brass that I need to take to a recycle. But anyway, now I am down to switch the camera over. Suze, where the heck is the mouse? M3, come find this mouse. Alright. This is going to be a little bit messy here. But now, instead of a banker's box, I have this shoebox. These are things that I actually kept. Some of them are labeled. So if I do find the footage, I can go back and make a full video. If I do not find the footage, I can at least go back to these and pull out some things to make some short videos. Like this day, this was down in Georgia. I found hardly anything made out of metal. I ended up with a golf tee and a little doll and an eraser. I wasn't finding metal with my detector. But so I have now gotten it down to this rather than a great big giant box. And I will be putting these in smaller bags so the lid goes on. So that was quite a deal. Now I'm going to see if this camera will reach down here rather than me attempting to pick it up. But there's the bin. Now I will put this in a big plastic bag when I make the video for the contest so that you can see how much, how full it is. And that might be it. Oh, and I just spilled it. Yay! But there's the size of the bin. It's a pretty good thing there. But now I got to pick up all this junk. But yeah, I will put it in a container where you will be able to judge it in its full glory. And there is a bunch of trash. I mean, a bunch. And we're gonna play that game probably for only about a week. And I don't even know what I'm showing you. I'm showing you all the boxes that are stacked up at my house. It's terrible. I got no room to walk, no room to do anything. It's just unbelievable. And I don't know how I'm going to do it without my helper. But it'll get done because I'm getting to Michigan. It's going to happen. I can't take it no more. And I really need to get into my treatment. So anyway, there it is, guys. That's what I've been dealing with here for quite a while. And I'm so happy it's gone, and I apologize for how my house looks, but it's kind of how everybody's house looks when they're packing to move. You just end up with piles and piles of boxes that have to go to different places. And I got a real good place to have a yard sale. We're not allowed to have them here because of two people that don't even live here anymore. But anyway, I got one coming up that somebody's gonna take me over there and take the stuff over in their vehicle because they got a better kind of vehicle for that than I do. So, and then what doesn't sell, I have some of it listed on eBay, and that kind of stuff I'll take with me. But a lot of it, like I said, is just going to end up at the thrift store to raise money to feed people. Okay, where am I at now? Oh yeah, I got to figure out if I want to give away something. Yeah, I'm going to hold off on the, maybe not. Since all of you nice folks showed up, let me see how many. No, I got to have at least 20 people in here to give away yeah, one of those. Oh, I'm so forgetful. It's the drugs, folks. It is. But yeah, I got to have at least 25 people to give away a pinpointer. Oh, and there's a whole nother box sitting up here of things I found. Then I found this. Yeah, but see, the unpacking is a different story, William. Because I used to live in Michigan. I lived there for several years. I have a bunch of friends in Michigan. And I have this one family that is like a second family to me. And I have already discussed the unpacking the truck and all of that for the move. As far as the yard sale, we'll get it done. That's a non-issue. Um, it's being I'm being assisted by the deacon of a church, and it's being held on the church property to raise money. So it's a little bit different situation than a normal yard sale. At least I hope. They did one this past weekend for another lady who is having some bad health issues. And I mean, it was her stuff. They just helped her do it. And she made over $200. So that would be a big blessing to me if I made $200. That would offset a lot of gas money for the trip up there. But once I get to Michigan, I have more support there. I have a lot of people. I have my old church that I used to go to, that those people are absolutely the best. But I better start brushing up on my Spanish. We have a very mixed congregation there. So I found this jar. I talked about it the other day. I don't know what these are. I thought it was 1982s, but now I'm not sure what's in here. So we're going to find out together what's in this penny jar here. Yeah, it's a 82D. And I think that's what this is 82s that have not yet been checked to see if they are copper or zinc, which means, no, that's an 81 there. So maybe I'm wrong about what's in this jar. Or maybe that one just got in there by mistake. Uh, hmm. I need light. I swear that said 81. Let's drop this down. Looks like 81D. So I don't know what's in this jar. Mixed bag, apparently. 67. Maybe I never looked at these at all. That's an 82. Because there's like some loose ones and then there's a plastic bag. $75. A copper for the copper hopper, which I don't even have out. $78. Yeah, this is just a mixed bag of pennies here. Something to play in. How fun. Since I did not get to the bank, $79. I got to go downtown tomorrow after physical therapy. I'm going to go see Sandy at the hospital. And then I got to go pay. I paid my P.O. box online. It showed that it was paid. And then all of a sudden the payment disappeared to 82. And I got a notice saying that I didn't pay it. Well, I smartly had taken a screenshot of my receipt. So I got to go down there and have a little discussion with the P.O. box people. Because they have a thing on the website where you can pay for a year, you can pay for 6 months, or you can pay for 3 months. Well, since I'm moving, I chose the 3 month because I don't think they will give you a refund. If I pay them for 6 months and I move in 2, I lose a bunch of money. So I got to go down there and show them the receipt showing where I paid it online. And argue with them about that. And while I'm down there, I'll go. It's a 72. I'll go by the car wash all the birdie num-nums off my car. These are 70s. This is just a mixed bag full of stuff. I think I'm going to save these for another day now that I know that they're taco sauce. I thought it was a mustard jar. No, it's a something taco sauce. Made in Mexico. This jar is probably from Michigan. I got a lot of Mexican friends in Michigan, and they are like my second family. They are the best. I just can't say enough good stuff about them. Hardest working people I ever knew. And then I got this other bag up here. It says 83s on it. So we got pennies to sort, but I want some quarters because I want to finish those quarter boxes on the next adventure. So I'm just going to reach in my giveaway box. I don't even know what's in here. There's some things that don't belong in there that are in there. Stickers. This has been in here for a while. And hopefully I'll have all this other stuff done by Wednesday so I can do that giveaway on Wednesday of the pinpointer. And I can't find what I'm supposed to be giving away for the Patreon drawing. Now, if you don't know what the Patreon drawing is, there's a site called Patreon. Once upon a time, people used to put money in there. Anyway, if you are one of my Patreon sponsors, every month I have a drawing. Then I always give away something to people who are sponsoring me through Patreon because I'm not monetized. So you can be a Patreon. Oh, God, I can't read. It's bad when you start going blind. Anyway, you can be a Patreon sponsor for like $2.96 a month. And that automatically gets you in my drawing where I give away at least a piece of silver and usually a couple of other little things too. What is going on? I can't see doodly doo. Y'all just bear with me. I have good days and bad days with my eyes, and my eyes are tired today. And I'm going to answer your question in just a second, William. I did see it. But I was trying to get the Patreon thing to come up. On the 83, the primary thing you might find would be a DDO. No, a DDR, which is double die reverse. So there are some obverse ones too, which is the front side of the coin. But usually where you're looking for the doubling on the 83 is in the word liberty. That's one of them. And then a really, really rare thing, 83s are supposed to be copper, or not supposed to be copper. They're supposed to be zinc. If you find a copper one, you could be a rich person. Let me find you a good link here that will show you some of the stuff, and it's fairly but yeah, there's a few different things that, but the DDR is like one of the more easy ones. If on an 83, if you find one that's on copper, you got something, because they weren't supposed to be. And you can kind of tell just by looking at the difference between copper and zinc coins. They don't feel the same. The coloration is not the same. But yeah, that's one of the things you're looking for. Is you are going to need to check the weight. If you've got one that looks funny, then I would check the weight on it, because, like I said, if you find one that's on a copper, you got some money. Okay, so anyway, I was talking about the Patreon drawing. I'm looking to do that on Wednesday also because I had something set aside, a very nice prize that is silver. Now, if you are not a Patreon sponsor, you don't get in that drawing. That drawing is only for people who make a donation to of money variety to keep the channel going, pays, like sends me money for postage and that kind of thing. And I have expanded that to if it comes from a different source, like if somebody sends me PayPal. A couple shows back, a person that I had never seen in my channel before came in, and they apparently were enjoying themselves, and they put money in my Buy Me a Coffee fund. So thank you, Johnny, for the coffee. That was good. But I am going to give away something tonight. It's been sitting here since the Christmas deal. And this is just going to be a drawing for anybody and everybody. But I got to set myself up for it. Oh, you don't want that. Hang on, you're going to get noise. There we go. Okay. I got to wake the bot up. You can tell I haven't done shows for a while. I've been trying to get back into it. I lost a bunch of view hours because I wasn't doing the shows, like a couple hundred. If I could get the view hours, we could get monetized over here, but because I have everything else I need, but they subtract view hours. They scroll off. So, all right. I got the bot is awake, and the bot wants you to type something into the uh, bot so you can get on the list. And what I'm going to give away is kind of, it's not really a coin thing. It's not really a detecting thing, but it's something you could use if you do either one of those things. So I'm going to show you what I'm giving away. It's gender neutral. It's just a nice little thing. I have one that I just keep notes in, but it's actually this very nice sketchbook, but I use it to, like when I go to these big areas to detect, and I know I'm going to have to go back there, I will write in mine, okay, I detected this section from here to here. I just walked it. I did not grid it off and really search it well. I did not do this area. I just put random notes about my setup for my machine in there. And then I have another one that when I go through my coin collection and I pick out things, take things out of the box and put them in the giveaway, or I sell them or whatever, I note them in one of these books because I don't always like the forms that some of the other books have. So I'm going to give away this book. It's really very, very nice book. And you can use it for whatever you want. You can draw cartoons in it. Doesn't matter. But it's a really nice sketchbook. and never been used. It's still wrapped in its original plastics. So somebody's going to pick that up here very shortly. Let me see how many people we got over here. There's Johnny. Johnny, thank you for the buy me a coffee donation. I didn't even see it for a couple of days because nobody ever buys me coffee. Oh, that was very nice of you. Yeah, I'm using a book just to remember where my keys are. I can't remember where the book is. Yeah, that has happened to me. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the bot list and 7 on the other list. So yeah, I have moved the big drawings to Wednesday night just because today was just such a bear when I found out about my aide Sandy and all of that, and just there's just so much going on. I'm having an issue with my stereo, which for most people that wouldn't be a big problem, but I'm trying to uh, get like 1,545 records categorized by condition and stuff to sell them, and my stereo quits working. So I've been having issues with that. Finally, yesterday, somebody sent me a copy of the owner's manual and the schematics, so we may be able to get that fixed because I don't have. I need to. Some of those records are worth a lot of money, and I need to sell them. So I've been fighting with that, but the main thing is that my aide fell and broke her pelvis, and so I don't have an aide, and my friend is in the hospital, and it's pretty bad. So, ooh, sloppy joes, that sounds good. Ooh, I got the, I think I got the makings for those. Ooh, you may have just turned my dinner in a whole new direction there. Okay, now it says there are 7 and 7, so somebody's going to get a book. And there'll probably be some stickers or something. Mikey, you don't like nothing. And there's no bacon in sloppy joes. Well, maybe if I put it in there, but in general, there's bacon is not a standard ingredient in sloppy joes. That's a hamburger thing. It's kind of like a cheeseburger. Why do you think I play that commercial all the time that says, uh, give it to Mikey, he hates everything. All right, well, we got 7, so we're going to go for it. Nobody watches me anymore. Oh, I lost all my viewers. I used to have like 40, 50 people in the room. Now I'd do good if I get 10. Because I was gone. I guess because I was gone for so long, people started watching somebody else instead. Or because they have better prizes. That's another thing. I can't. Right now, especially while I'm trying to get relocated so I can get my medical care. It's just not something, unless people send me stuff to give away. I really don't have anything. I gave away so much stuff at Christmas. I got one person still hadn't got all their stuff, and I am working on it. I promise. He's in the room, and I am working on it. It's just I got to sort out the prizes from the purchases and get it all figured out on paper so I can do the best deal on everything and on the paperwork and the postage and all that doodah. But I have 3 people's here. One I don't have a correct address for. One is Leanne's earrings, which I finally finished. I just have to put them in the envelope, so they're going out tomorrow. And I was going to try to get yours done, Doug, but I wasn't counting on what happened with my aide, and so now I'm going to end up having to have all these meetings trying to get new people, and yeah. So that's screwing up tomorrow too, so we'll see what happens. All right, let me get over here on this page right here. And you can see I got everybody in. Nobody has any better luck than anybody else, and everybody had 15 minutes to get their name on the list. And over here we have the names on the list, who are in alphabetical order. Archaeology, Mikey, Doug Harding, Jackalope Herdmaster, Johnny, Mike the Greek, Lucky James Eller, and William E. If you did not hear your name and you want a chance to win that book, you got about 30 seconds to post something over here in the stream. Because then I'm going to hit that button. Whee! Give that book away, and then I think I'm going to go see if I got all the goodies to make sloppy joes. That really sounded good. I know I got the goodies to make the mac and cheese. It's going on. I got crazy things happening here. Why is this doing this? Oh, well, who knows? Yeah, I got some bacon bits. Real bacon, not fake bacon. All right, everybody in that wants in? All the snore that's going to snore. Let's see who the winner is. This thing doesn't scroll through a bunch of names. It just picks somebody out like right now. Like right now. Oh, you little stinker. Archaeology Mikey. No, I'm glad Mikey won. I have something else to send him anyway. Yeah, better get that bacon. I'm gonna put bacon bits in his book. I'm gonna fill his book full of pictures of bacon. I wouldn't do that, Mikey. You know I love you. Mikey's a good kid. We've been keeping him around for a while now. Before he was even a college kid, we've kept our Mikey around. Yep. Put a sticker in here. Yeah, because I've got something else, a keychain or something for Mikey, and I usually just hold on to his stuff until he settles into either home or college, and then he's got like 2 or 3 things, and then I send his package. And right now I've only got like one little small thing in there because I wasn't on I wasn't online for a while, so I don't have a whole lot of Mikey things, but the other thing is small, and I'll put it in with that, and we will do it. Oh, I got a story to tell. Since William said that, I'm changing my name to A. This is a story about my brother. Way back when I think I was in second grade. And some of you may not be old enough to remember this, or you may not have been taught in the current school system. But there was a little thing called the Bay of Pigs invasion. It involved Cuba and communists and Russia and all kinds of craziness that went on. And at the time, the United States had, and still does, a place called Guantanamo Bay. It's a base down in Cuba. So, my brother was like one of the youngest guys in the whole U.S. Navy. My brother's a electronics and computer whiz. And so he was stationed at Guantanamo Bay, keeping all the uh, stuff working as far as communications and so forth. And one of the things that happened was Fidel Castro decided, well, I'm going to fix these nasty Americans. I'm going to turn the water off to the base. So he did. And at the time, I know I'm goofing around here. The governor of Florida was a man named Claude Kirk, if I'm correct. Anyway, the governor thought, well, they've turned the water off to the base, and all these guys, they don't have anything to drink. So I'm going to send some tankers down of orange juice. Yeah, because it's Florida. And so let's use the war as an opportunity to promote our tourist industry. Yeah, bright guy. So instead of sending tankers of water, he sends orange juice. Well, one of the things that happened on Guantanamo when the water was turned off was that bathing became highly restricted because they needed the water to drink. So my brother sends this letter home. Now, bear in mind, my brother's like maybe 17, 18. He was very young. And I thought this was brilliant. And it's one of the reasons I just love my brother. He sends this letter home, and he's telling us about going out to the fence at night and trading cigarettes to the local residents for gallons of water. Trading candy, trading whatever they can trade through the fence to get water. So my brother writes home, and he's telling us about all this stuff. And he said the way they were splitting the bathing he didn't feel was fair, because they were starting with A, they would go A through L, and everybody had to use the same bath water. So whoever was at the beginning of the alphabet was getting clean. By the time it got to L, it was pretty bad. Well, the actual split was at the end of M. Well, being Martin, my brother was getting the very end of the nasty, nasty once a week bath water. Now, think about this for a while. Would you want to be the last guys getting to use a week's filthy bath water? So, my brilliant brother asks my mother very politely if she thought it would be okay if he changed his last name legally to Aardvark. So his name would start with AAR and he would get the bathwater first. So when you said, can I change my name to A? The first thought in my head was my brother wanting to get that bathwater first instead of last by changing his name to Aardvark. And while he did not get to change his name to Aardvark, I think enough people complained that they started not making it A through M and then N through Z anymore. I think they started like drawing a letter every week, and that's where they would start. Because my brother did have a valid point, the guys whose names started with M or Z or basically taking a mud bath. So yeah, William, when you said that I'm gonna change my name to A, that was the first thing I thought of was my brother wanting to change his last name to Aardvark so he could get some clean bath water. So anyway, yeah, my brother he has some wonderful stories. After he got out of the Navy, he was basically by himself out in the middle of nowhere in this missile tracking station in the Ascension Islands. I think there was one other guy that came out there sometimes, but by going out there and working, doing what he did, he made so much money, and of course there was nowhere to spend it, and there was no internet or anything like that back then. So uh, when he came home, he had money to buy a real nice house for cash and cars and so forth. And I think it was when he went to buy his house that when he told them he wanted to pay cash, they thought he was a drug dealer because he was like maybe 24, 25, and he had enough money to pay cash for a house. Uh, but no, but anyway, that was the A story. That's my brother's A list story. Uh, and on that note, I think I'm gonna go see if I can round up all the goodies to make me some sloppy joes because I have the hamburger buns, I have the hamburger. Oh, I wish I could tell it as good as my brother did. I wish I still had that letter because I got in trouble over that letter. My brother's quite a bit older than me, and when I went to school, I guess we were doing show and tell or something, and I started telling them, oh, it was because we had to do the duck and cover drill where you crawled under your desk in case Cuba decided to drop a bomb on you, and that was supposed to save your butt. We were only 90 miles from Cuba. We were in Florida, so they thought that was going to save us somehow. But anyway, in the course of these duck and cover drills, I made mention that my brother was stationed at Guantanamo, and my teacher called me a liar in front of the class. She said that I was making that up, that I couldn't have a brother that was old enough to be at Guantanamo, that my brother wasn't old enough to be there. And he was, I think, the youngest guy. He was only like 17. But he was there. And she embarrassed and humiliated me in front of the class and said I was making up stories and yada, yada, yada. And I, even back then, was very argumentative. And I told her, no, I was not making that up. And if she didn't believe me, she should call my mommy and ask. Well, I got sent to the office. And they did call my mommy. And she wasn't very happy because she got called at work. And we didn't even have a home phone back then. We were kind of poor. We used the neighbor's phone. But she got called at work, and she came down to the school the next day with that letter from my brother and a picture of my brother in his Navy uniform. And they made that teacher come down to the office, and I had to go to the office, and the principal was there, my mom was there, the letter was there, and that teacher had to go back to that classroom and tell that whole class that she was wrong, and she had to apologize in front of the whole class, had to apologize to me. And that's probably the reason I still remember her name. Her name was Mrs. Daniels. So that letter. Mrs. Daniels had to eat crow on that one because she swore up and down I was lying, that I had just made up that whole story. Now, I was in second grade, maybe third, so I'm going to say it would have had to be third grade. But how would I even know the details of that kind of thing to make up such a story? I didn't even know what a freaking aardvark was. Oh, and the other thing that he had said in the same letter that I thought was funny was, please thank the governor for the tankers of orange juice. It's great to drink, but it's lousy to take a bath in. And that was what got him off on the whole story about wanting to change his name. And I'm going now. I'll be back on Wednesday. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. It depends. I got a lot going on. But I am feeling better. The only thing about Tuesdays that's bad, and I like my physical therapy guy, but it hurts. But I got to do the PT so I have the strength to move. So, rah, rah, rah. I got to go do PT twice a week. All right, happy campers. You know how to get to the main page of my channel. On the main page of my channel, in the About section, there are some assorted links that can help me and you both. There's a link for buy me some coffee. There's a Patreon link. There's a PayPal link. There's a Calico detectors link where if you're going to buy some detecting stuff and you go through that, they give a little bit of money to my channel. There's the Patreon link. There's links and more links. And so anyway, if you want to try to win some of that silver on Wednesday, you might want to spend $2.96 a month to be a Patreon sponsor, and then every month you're included in the drawing, and you win some things that are definitely worth more than $2.96. So on that note, we'll see you all later. M3 never entered the room today. He's being a snot, but he's still here. I'll talk to you soonly. Thanks for coming. Bye, everybody. Oh, and go watch some stuff on my channel and hit the like and the comment. Because I have learned that just because you make comments in the stream, if you go over and make a comment after it's over in that comment section, that also messes with their algorithm and makes them like me more. So go make them like me. I like you. See you later. Bye.